Hey everyone, it's Maribel Blue with a new Pathetically Unfiltered. If you are new here, welcome to this channel. I do news and reactions. And if you are not new, welcome back. Thank you everyone who has subscribed recently. Welcome to the fun of sarcasm and everything else in between. I just want to say really quick, as a reminder, I am still doing my Servboxx fundraiser. Let's get some orders, some more orders coming in. A friend of mine is going to be doing an unboxing very soon because she ordered the fundraiser box plus other stuff in between because she does love the products. And of course, there's everything to love about Servboxx. So the link will be down below, and let's get started with the first piece of news, because this is going to be a mix segment of Pete Hegseth and Eric Swalwell and whoever else I can squeeze in between and try and get 20 minutes worth. So my sister sent me, she sent me a link to Adam Mockler because Pete Kegsbreath made another mockery of himself. I really don't understand these people. Like, they must think that we are on the same level of dumb as they are. And the men who come in and defend all of this, you just have SPS. So I can't even take you seriously for defending this. There's just something not right going on in your head. So nobody can listen to you and your excuses. But when you think about the bigger picture, there has to be people in their head sitting back and saying, I voted for Donald Trump. He said he was going to do all of these things, and he hasn't accomplished one thing. Gas prices are up, food is up, my utility bill is up. There are a lot of things that people cannot pay. And working in the industry of healthcare, I'm the one who's hearing these patients having to get letters from their healthcare provider to help keep the lights on because they either are wheelchair bound or they're using some kind of breathing machine that requires electricity. Nobody thinks about these things, because you're too busy being selfish and thinking about yourself, or thinking about these immigrants who you claim are draining resources. I used to think that way, and guess what? None of that shit is happening.
I genuinely cannot believe this. I want to make sure you're sitting down before I play these clips for you, because you're going to be shocked at the level of idiocy dripping off of every single member of this administration. As the war with Iran continues, as the United States fails to find an off-ramp, we have MAGA Pete Hegseth giving his early morning press briefings acting like a fool. We have Stephen Miller, who has a relentless addiction to going on live television in froth.
Correction, Adam Mockler. Pete Hegseth is not acting like a fool. He is a fool. Let me just go back a little bit, because he was talking about this lunatic Stephen Miller.
Has a relentless addiction to going on live television and frothing at the mouth while lying about the ongoing war. You know, Trump fired the women around him in his administration. We saw Pam Bondi go. We saw Kristi Noem go. He's rumored to be thinking about firing Tulsi Gabbard. But what about the men in his administration? We need to put some serious focus on the men around Donald Trump who are warmongering, overly aggressive, egotistical, overly testosterone-filled. Actually, I don't even know if that's true.
And probably all with SPS.
I think Pete Hegseth wants us to think he's full of testosterone, but I see right through this act. Let's break all of this down, and let's start off with the clip that I think you should be sitting down for, because it's so incredibly stunning that I struggled to believe it for a second. I had to fact check to make sure that this is true, but Pete Hegseth accidentally quoted a fake Bible verse from Pulp Fiction during a Pentagon sermon. So he's giving a sermon at the Pentagon, and I'm going to play this clip for you in just 1 second. And he begins to quote a Bible verse that on its face sounds like it could be plausible, until people did some research and realized he just ripped this Bible verse straight from Pulp Fiction. And then people did some more research and realized, wait a minute, it seems like Quentin Tarantino, when creating Pulp Fiction, just made this Bible verse up. So Pete Hegseth brought a made-up Bible verse to the Pentagon, and this is after a week of Donald Trump attacking the Pope, mocking Jesus, depicting himself as Jesus. I'm beginning to think this administration isn't full of actual religious people. I'm beginning to think the Catholics in the Republican Party aren't really Catholics, but that's just a little hunch that I'm beginning to get. Pete Hegseth quoted a fake Bible verse from Pulp Fiction. Let's just jump in with this part.
So the prayer is CSAR 25:17, and it reads, and pray with me, please. The path of the downed aviator is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of camaraderie and duty, shepherd the lost through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon...
There needs to be... There needs to be a contest of who said it best. You know how, like, who wore it better? They need to do a who said it best.
With great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to capture and destroy my brother. And you will know my call sign is Sandy 1 when I lay my vengeance upon them.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
So, number one, Pulp Fiction is a great movie. Number two, that means when Pete Hegseth was writing this speech, he didn't look at the Bible.
Wait, I gotta stop this. Just look at the reaction of these people. I mean, this man, he is just hysterical laughing. This man probably watched Pulp Fiction more times than I did. This one is sitting back there with a smirk on his face. Same with this guy. This guy over here, he's like so over it. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Anyone who has watched Pulp Fiction numerous of times knew immediately where this all came from. Let's continue.
Source it. He didn't look at the Bible to quote it. He looked at the Pulp Fiction screenplay. Let's see if somebody asks Grok in the replies. Okay, John Harward says, Grok, was this Bible verse fake? And Grok is the AI on Twitter that will answer anything. And it says, yes, the Bible verse Pete Hegseth quoted is fake. It's the fictional one written for Pulp Fiction. Samuel L. Jackson's character recites a longer, invented version of Ezekiel 25:17. The real Ezekiel 25:17 is quite short. Hegseth adapted the movie script for his prayer. There is no possible way the people in our government are this dumb, but I think they are. They genuinely are.
It's not that they are or not realize. I can't even put it like in a coherent way. They're just dumb. That's the bottom line. They are just dumb. It's not like they are smart. You have a Fox Entertainment host running the Department of Defense. I'm not even going to give alternate names. Like, there were people in a chat, I forget, I think it was like Donnie's Live on TikTok, people calling it the Gulf of America. It is not the Gulf of America, stupid asses. It is the Gulf of Mexico. Who are we to start changing things that have been around since the turn of the century? And now because you don't like it, you're just going to fucking start changing shit? Other countries have rights too. We don't have a right to step in and try and fix shit when our shit isn't even fixed. Imagine the problems that are occurring here, namely healthcare. And you talk about, oh, we don't have money for healthcare. We don't have money for daycare. But you want all the money to go to the military because you want this to be a militarized country. That's not how this country was set up. And if for anyone to think, oh, this is going to last forever, it's not going to last forever. When the changes come, they are going to come fast and furious, and they are going to stay permanent because everything that is happening right now is completely unacceptable. Speaking of unacceptable, let's move on to Eric Swalwell. Now, I did cover this in my like a couple of videos ago. I had spoken about him, and I even had put up something on TikTok because of the timing all of this happened. I can't recall. I mean, somebody put in the comments if he was the front runner for the governor for California. If he was, all of that has been taken away. And that is where my suspicion lied. Not that the women were liars. And I found a gem that I'm going to share with you that's actually quite disturbing. My whole take on it is Mr. Swalwell was having an affair, probably multiple affairs. And I'm not saying all attorneys do that, but my experience in working in law firms, I can tell you stories about what was going on in these law firms and who was doing who. It was like what do you call that? It was like some kind of a gang thing. I can't find the right words, but you know, corporate workplaces, sometimes they're not the most sanitary. So that's why I used to clean my desk every day, because who knows who was sitting on it and doing what on it.
Video defending himself, particularly against the sexual assault allegations. So I want to watch what he posted to social media.
A lot has been said about me today through anonymous allegations, and I thought it was important that you see and hear from me directly. These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They are absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened, and I will fight them with everything that I have. They also come on the eve of an election where I have been the frontrunner candidate for governor in California. I do not suggest to you in any way that I'm perfect or that I'm a saint. I have certainly made mistakes in judgment in my past, but those mistakes are between me and my wife. And to her, I apologize deeply for putting her in this position. I also apologize to you if in any way you have doubted your support for me. But I think you know who I am. For over 20 years, I have served the public. As a city councilman, as a member of Congress, and as a prosecutor who went to court on behalf of victims, particularly on behalf of sexual assault victims. That's who I am and have always been. This weekend, I'm going to spend time with my family and friends, and I appreciate those who have reached out to me to show support. And I look forward to updating you very soon.
So I wanted to play that video again, because this was the same video that I played a couple of videos ago, and I will link that Eric Swalwell video below. I wanted to play that because there was something that he said in there that really stood out to me when I first heard it. How he said he's made mistakes and apologized to his wife. Normally, when someone says that, you kind of start feeling like there's a backstory as to why did you need to apologize to her? What was going on within your marriage? Eric Swalwell is not a perfect human being, but neither is anybody on this planet. But I believe that this man had affairs with these women, and what they feel, they're entitled to feel that way. If they feel they were taken advantage of, they were sexually assaulted after saying no, that is for them to pursue. It is not for me to judge. It's not for me to say that's not true or that's not the way it's supposed to be. Rape is this or that, a definition of it. No, it is a violation. That's what it is. And if somebody felt violated in that moment, they are entitled to seek whatever damages their attorney can get them. And if that means that Eric Swalwell is responsible for that, well, then so be it. And the reason why I believe he was having affairs and needed to apologize to his wife is because of this.
The viral video appearing to show Eric Swalwell kissing a woman in a hotel bed is not AI, it's real. Newsweek obtained a forensic analysis report concluding the footage is authentic and shows no signs of AI generation or manipulation. The two short clips analyzed in the report show an adult male kissing an unidentified woman inside what appears to be a hotel room, and the pair lying down together on the bed. The analysis of the metadata reveals that the videos were shot on an Apple device in Las Vegas at around 5 a.m. on July 31, 2021. Using standard facial recognition software, the man in the footage was compared with several images of Swalwell taken around the same period. The report said that, quote, "The appearance of the adult male in the videos matches Representative Eric Swalwell." The forensic report was prepared in January, months before reports of Swalwell's alleged sexual misconduct emerged. It was commissioned by an unidentified individual or organization, the name of which has been redacted from the report shared with Newsweek. Swalwell declined to comment on the allegations when reached by Newsweek via phone this week.
Clearly, this was a man who was married, or who is married, rather, and messing around. That's the bottom line. And again, if any of the women felt violated at any point in their lives, then they need to pursue. And whatever is going to happen is going to happen, because there's a thing called accountability and responsibility for your behavior. This is unacceptable. And while everybody was having such a fucking fury over it, let's not forget the top gun in the White House. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget the Epstein survivors. Let's not forget that. What happened there is far worse. So I'm going to end it here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, you must be a subscriber in order for you to comment. What do you think about Pete Kegsbreath and his whole Pulp Fiction Bible verse? Who said it better, Pete Kegsbreath or Samuel L. Jackson? And the whole Eric Swalwell thing, more will be revealed with that. This is Maribel Blue signing off. As always, remember, be good to yourself, be good to each other. Most importantly, take care of you. Bye, everybody.